Now, the title of my research is an inquiry into the liability of the promoter under pre-incorporation contracts under the laws of Ghana and the need for review of the current position of the law. Now, Ghana, like many other common law countries, hold a position that the company is not bound under a pre-incorporation contract, since as of the time the contract was entered into by the promoter, the company had not yet been born. And more importantly, under the laws of agency, the position is that a promoter cannot purport to be entering into a contract for and on behalf of a non-existent principal. Now, under the laws of Ghana, like many other jurisdictions, the promoter is only relieved of the obligations of a pre-incorporation contract if and only if the company ratifies such a pre-incorporation contract. Now, under the laws of Ghana, the provisions of the Companies Act, Act 179, does not explicitly provide the basis upon which a company may or may not ratify the contract. Neither does it provide a time frame within which such a contract ought to be ratified, and that creates uncertainty for the promoter. Now, there is no gainsaying that the promoter ought to enter into certain transactions before the company can be incorporated, and until the company ratifies such contracts, the obligations and the rigors of any possible liabilities stare in the face of the promoter. Now, it is for this reason that I have undertaken to carefully look at the law as it is now and make certain recommendations based upon what other jurisdictions have done elsewhere in order to ameliorate any possible suffering that a promoter may go into when the promoters, may have bona fide entered into certain contracts for the existence of the company and for the furtherance of the company's business. Now, I have undertaken that this research be done within a span of 10 months, and the data upon which I'm going to base this research is largely going to be library based. So I'll be looking at the statutes as they exist elsewhere and compare them with that of Ghana. Again, I'm also going to look at case law, largely case law elsewhere, since there are not so many cases in Ghana that deal with pre-incorporation contracts. I would also be interviewing jurists, law professors, judges, and practitioners of company law, and out of that data, do an analysis and feed them into my research. Now, I'm going to be guided by the philosophy of objectivism, which means that I'm not going to be subjective in my analysis, and that I would have a broad swathe of views from other people, out of which I will be carving out their recommendations. It is my belief that this research would serve as a guide for possible review of the law, and also state the position of the law so that persons who intend incorporating companies would have a guide as to what they are entering into when they undertake the duty of incorporating a company.